This is a story of the piano that I'm sitting beside. A little Knabe grand piano that has made me who I am. The story goes back long before this piano though, back to Sulphur Spring, Texas. Back in 1946, John Boyd Sr., my father, got married to Mom, Catherine. And one of the first things that Dad bought was a piano, an old Brinkerhoff upright piano that had been through a flood. The sounding board wasn't that great. It didn't really hold a tune super well, but it worked. It worked. So when we lived in Madison in the second grade, I began piano lessons. It went pretty well. As soon as I learned something, I wanted to share what I knew with Mom to teach her. So I guess that was a forerunner of who I would become. That went good for 2 years. And then we moved to Victoria, where it didn't go so good, and I told Mom I wanted to quit piano. And we were moving to Pendleton about then, and she said, well, take lessons till the end of the 8th grade. If you still want to quit, you can quit. Well, Ivan Botsford, my teacher, was able to get through to me, and by the 7th grade, I was having fun. In the summer between 7th and 8th grade, my buddy Steve and I started playing piano duets, and that was a whole lot of fun. By the 8th grade, I was a pretty decent pianist. I could play the piano for prayer meeting, I could play for church, I could play the organ on Easy Music for Church. And our piano tuner from Hermiston, Oregon, named Roscoe Hurley, told Dad that this boy, John, needs a better piano. Well, in the summer of 1961, after my 8th grade year, Mom and Dad and I drove down from Pendleton down to Portland, Oregon. And we got our Portland Oregonian and looked at used grands and went and looked at a couple. They were better than our Brinkerhoff. We also took a look at Tallman's pianos out on Sandy Boulevard to see what they had in the way of used grand pianos. Well, the guy heard me play a little bit, the sales manager, and he said, come try this piano. And it was this piano here, a brand new Knabe grand piano, 5'2". And Dad says, we can't afford that. We can't afford a new piano, because what we'd been looking at was around $1,000 in price. And this one was valued brand new at over $2,500. Which was a lot of money in 1961. But he said, well, I'll give you $800 for your old piano sight unseen, and it probably wasn't worth $100. So Mom and Dad went off in a corner to talk. Now, it's not a side story, it's a very important part of the story. Dad had always, as a pastor, wanted to go on a trip to the Holy Lands with HMS Richards on one of his tours to really see things and hear how things had been when Jesus was there. But he wouldn't go without Mom. And so they talked, and he had never saved up enough money for them to go. So pretty soon they said, okay, we're going to take the piano. And Holy Land money became my piano money. Instead of practicing an hour a day, I guess I will. With this piano, I practiced a couple hours a day, and in the summertime even more, because all I could do in the summer was mow lawns, play baseball, and practice the piano. So I probably played 3 or 4 hours a day on the piano. And I guess the piano made my skills to the point where when I wanted to be a music major and teach music, like I wanted to teach my mother, I did it, and I've been teaching since 1968, which is a long time, and it's all thanks to this piano here. So that's the story of my Knabe grand piano.